Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we will be doing a speed build in the Sunlit Plateau with the new Enchanted Forest House skin, which will also include the Pixie Dust Mill skin. I was really excited when this house came out yesterday because it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I discovered that the colors really complement the warmth of the Sunlit Plateau. I have been holding off on decorating this biome because I didn't exactly want it to make it jungle themed or Lion King themed, and I felt like that was the only way you can really decorate this biome until now. I am on a mission to turn my Sunlit Plateau into a cottagecore town, and I'm excited to take you all on this journey with me. Without further ado, let's begin. We're going to start with our two main houses in question, and I'm going to kind of make it circle around this big pond area. This is in the back of the Sunlit Plateau, and so I'm only doing the smaller half of the Sunlit Plateau, but later on in another video, I will complete the rest of the biome. So I don't know about you guys, but I actually really love these tree clusters with the cypress trees. Ever since I used them in one build, I just have not been able to stop using them. So these are gonna go behind the houses along with these lush trees, which I think are native to the Sunlit Plateau, or at least they look that way to me. And we're just gonna frame our buildings with these trees, and I'm making sure there's a gap so that we can reach that rock node that's behind there. I am also going to be using some normal cypress trees. I think the greens just really complement all of the warm tones, and I think it just really adds that fairy tale flavor. I will be also using Belle's house, which comes from the premium item bundle. I think you can buy it for 4,000 moonstones, and I just like the look of it. It kind of matches the pixie dust mill with the whole water thing going on, and so I'm going to put that over on the edge over there. Another house of interest in this build is going to be this seaside villa that you can get from the aerial bundle. I know there's a lot of premium items here, but I think this is just something that I've been accumulating over time, and I never knew what to do with this specific house, and I thought it would just fit all the orange tones very nicely. So I'm going to be starting my path, and it's not going to be anything too crazy. I am going to be doing a winding path, as you can already tell, and I'm going to just use the brick only so I can see it, but then I'm going to later on change it to the Sunlit Plateau's pathing. I'm going to make the path sort of circle around this big pond area, and then I'm going to make it also connect to the entrance of this little island. After I make the pathing with the flooring, I am going to be using these garden stones that were from the Oasis Retreat Star Path, and I am just going to loosely wrap around the whole pathing with it, and then I'm going to layer that with some rocks. I use a combination of the Sunlit and the Dazzle Beach pebbles. Of course, if you guys have a lower item limit, feel free to just skip this step or to do a lot less than what I'm doing. I'm being quite generous because I kind of like the look of a fuller rocky path, but this will look good regardless of what you do. just adding some foliage onto the pond area. I use a lot of these orange lilies that you get from the Tiana Star Path, as well as some natural foliage that you can find in the base game. For the remaining foliage on the ground, I'm using a lot of these ferns. I think it's the Glade of Trust ferns because of the color, and I'll be using the beach grass. You guys know by now, the beach grass is just my favorite thing to use in a build, and this one is no exception. So I have a lot of craftable items that are going to be my decorations. So I do put this outhouse over here because I'm going to make a little farm area. And so the outhouse will go there and there's going to be a little farm. And then I decided to add this little well area. I know there's a well already attached to the beast one, but I'm going to put that well later on more towards the entrance. A lot of the fluff decorating that I do with this build is a lot of barrels, crates, and so make sure you guys craft a bunch of those because I will be dispersing them throughout this build. Where the seaside villa is, I'm going to be adding a little bar area. This is going to serve as kind of a tavern, and originally I wanted to put the Snuggly Duckling here, but it was unfortunately a little too big, so I will be adding that into the rest of my Sunlit Plateau build later on. But for now, I am going to be using the seaside villa there, and I'm just going to start adding this bar, and I believe that's a Flynn friendship quest item, the little bar table over there, and so I'm going to be decorating that with more barrels and more tavern-y things. I'm going to also then add Goofy's stall right around the entrance over there, and I'm going to keep the original skin because it just matches the roof of a lot of these buildings. Over by Belle's house, I'm going to start a little farm. Now this is of course up to you. You can put pumpkins here if you want. I know a lot of people love to grow pumpkins. I'm kind of making it more decorative, and so I use a lot of the crops from Storybook Vale because they look pretty good. They're like oats and barley and like other things, and so a lot of these are from Storybook Vale, and I think it just kind of gives that cottagecore farm vibe. But you can grow whatever you want. It's really up to you. Next to the farm, I was going to make a little pen for the little birdies. I've seen someone do this before and I forgot who it was, but eventually I decided not to make a pen because there's no space, and so I'm gonna let the birdies just run around freely. They seem happier that way anyways, so works out. Along the river and on the pond itself, I'm going to be adding these canoes, and you can also craft these. I don't remember if they're base game or Eternity Isle, but I'm pretty sure they're base game, but I think it just kind of adds another like fantasy level to it, if you know what I mean. In this little stall over here, this is a Scrooge item. I'm just going to be putting the same things that I'm growing in the farm next door, and I'm just going to make it seem like a stall where you can sell the crops that you grow. And so I'm putting all of the same items there, and then of course putting some of those Vitalis mine lights to kind of add a little like medieval feel to it. I'm using these stone fences that you can craft in Storybook Vale. I use the mossy ones, there are some floral ones too, and one of the things I've been liking to do in like a lot of my builds recently is kind of surround this stone well with the stone walls. I think it kind of just looks really cool, and I've already done it like 3 times by now, and I'll just never stop using those combination of items. For the bar area, I'm going to be adding some additional seating, and so I'm going to be using these barrel tables, which are just perfect for the occasion, and a bunch of those simple stools. And we're just going to create a little like seating area and where you can like grab a drink and grab some food. I've pretty much gotten all the main things that I wanted, and so now I am just gonna go back into every area and add little details and little items here and there. I added a little anvil because that just feels medieval to me, and it's at this point where I'm just kind of adding what feels right. And so there was this like premium item with like hay cart, and I just think that kind of adds some texture to the build. And yeah, just gonna keep adding some details until I'm satisfied. I also like to use these Storybook Vale lights. These are, I don't know what they're called, but I know they're craftable, and I think the colors kind of work with the buildings, and so I'm going to put 2 of them by the entrance and then scatter the rest of them like throughout the buildings. In addition to those Storybook Vale lamps, I'm also going to be using these lamps over here, and I'm pretty sure these are also craftable. There's a pattern here, you guys, and these ones are, I believe, from Eternity Isle or Ancient's Landing, and I just think they kind of add a soft little glow, and they just kind of look very like natural to me. Alright, and now I'm going to be taking you guys on a little walkthrough. I'm really proud of this build. I really let my imagination run with this one, and yeah, enjoy the walkthrough. But before I kind of meet you at the end, I just wanted to say thank you so much for all of your support. We did just reach 1,700 subscribers, which is honestly amazing. I never expected my channel to grow this fast, and I really appreciate all of the support. You have no idea how much it means to me, and you know, I'm just really excited to be sharing all of my stuff with you guys, and I'm really glad that you guys like it too, you know? So thank you so much for all of the continued support. I can't wait to produce more content for you guys and what interests you, and some new exciting things will be coming to the channel, so definitely stay tuned. But yeah, I just want to reiterate, thank you guys so much for all of the support, and I'm just gonna leave you guys to enjoy the walkthrough. Alrighty, that concludes the walkthrough. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like and to subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!